Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. A Ronge man who pleaded guilty to starting a wildfire won't be sentenced for another month. Jason Halkett pleaded guilty to arson for lighting the Ditch 2 fire. The fire forced evacuations from the Waiaquin area and grew to almost 20 times the size of Saskatoon. Halkett was scheduled for sentencing today and appeared in court at the Montreal Lake Cree Nation Band office. The trial was adjourned until June 4th. The defense requested more time to go over materials and says the Crown is still waiting for 3 or 4 victim impact statements. Thanks to vigilance of staff and information from the public, packages containing unauthorized items were seized at Saskatchewan Penitentiary. The Correctional Service of Canada says it happened on Tuesday. The items included methamphetamine, tobacco, lighters, mobile phones, and accessories. The estimated institutional value of these items is more than $846,000. The Correctional Service of Canada says it works with local police to take action against people attempting to introduce contraband into correctional institutions. Friends, family, and neighbors in Saskatoon are mourning the death of a loved one. 77-year-old Dory Cook was found dead Sunday in her home on Avenue R South. She was a social worker and mental health advocate. She's being remembered as a kind, non-judgmental music lover who brought her guitar everywhere. Her family says they're still struggling to process what happened.
How this could happen to an elderly person?
No one can wrap their head around it, you know, because she was such a kind-hearted, beautiful soul.
42-year-old Rachel Jessica Smallboy has been charged with second-degree murder. Smallboy appeared in provincial court by video, where the defense asked for a 2-week adjournment as a new lawyer takes on the case. Little better today, maybe not as much wind, Jeff, but still not quite feeling like that sunshine is making its effect.
The sun came out later in the afternoon for a brief period of time, but certainly some showers moving through the area, and yeah, we certainly can see that popping up here on the radar. Certainly, it's sliding through parts of Saskatchewan, including hitting the Prince Albert and the Saskatoon areas. But it's not a surprise as temperatures warm up and there's a bit of instability in the atmosphere, but temperatures are warming up, and that includes Mother's Day, and we'll talk about that later on.
The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says support is being provided to communities in the north and southeast who are experiencing severe spring flooding. A total of 35 communities have declared a state of emergency, 14 in the last 48 hours. The SPSA says flooding equipment along with crews have been sent to the areas that have been impacted.
It's too early to know what the full impact and cost of flooding will be on the road infrastructure as this event is still unfolding in the province. But crews are working hard to keep the highways open and restore traffic service as quickly as possible.
As of Thursday afternoon, 11 provincial highways are closed due to flooding and 8 incidents related to water on the road. Check the highway hotline for updates. The government of Saskatchewan is recognizing World Ovarian Cancer Day. Survivors of ovarian cancer gathered at the Legislative Building this morning, handing out teal ribbons. The provincial government says it has contributed $2 million to Ovarian Cancer Canada since 2020. The funding supports 3 Saskatchewan-based research projects focused on research, clinical trials, and treatment options. The future of Canada's elite flying squad is in question. Conservative MPs say the federal government plans to pause or scrap the Snowbirds program in 2027, despite spending tens of millions to extend the lifespan of the aircraft. Moose Jaw Lake Centre Lanigan MP Fraser Tolmie says the team isn't taking bookings for the 2027 flying season, and he says multiple questions raised in the Senate or to the Department of Defense have gone unanswered.
This is like maple syrup. This is like, ice cold Canadian beer. This is like, gravy on our poutine. This is, something that is near and dear to us. And to even think about pausing and not presenting a proper plan, is unacceptable. We want the Prime Minister to change their minds. Let's keep the Snowbirds flying.
The team is flying in BC tomorrow before a friends and family show in Moose Jaw May 15th. The city of Saskatoon is planning to remove all but one of the 14 parking pay stations in the Sutherland Business Improvement District. It'll steer drivers to pay through the smartphone app. It's part of a one-year pilot project that will help determine whether the city should move to a digital-only option as paid parking expands or when stations need to be replaced. Edmonton and Winnipeg have moved toward digital-only parking payment last year, and Regina made the switch in March. City administration say increased app use reduces maintenance and repair costs, along with the cost of buying and replacing pay stations. The executive director of the Sutherland Business Improvement District says the pilot is a chance to see if the system works.
We know that for some people it's going to be a little bit more difficult. We're hoping that we can figure out all those things and make it work better for the community and for the businesses.
The next steps are to bring bylaw changes to council in August, remove the stations if approved. The NDP says the cost of refurbishing the province's coal-fired power plants has jumped 10 times. The party says it has obtained a leaked Sask Power document, that now places the cost at $26 billion. That's up from the previous estimate of $2.6 billion. The province says the higher number includes 25-year operating costs. When we return, we'll get more details on Community Cleanup Week. Jasmine Pelche chats with City Councillor Don Kilmer.
We are at Kinsman Park to talk about the upcoming Community Cleanup Week with Councillor Don Kilmer. How's it going?
Very good, thank you.
So how would you describe what Community Cleanup Week is exactly?
Well, it's exactly what the title says. The snow is gone, the water is going, we're hoping, or the snow is almost gone, and it's about picking up, cleaning up, doing the spring clean and get ready for a beautiful summer.
For cleaning up, is that stuff that people have on their own personal property or stuff that they're seeing around?
Whatever, if there is garbage and things that can help make our community look better, pick it up and bring it by.
When you say bring it by, are there drop-off locations?
Yeah, there's 3 of them. There's this one. This is the south, the Kinsman Park Water Park. Also the Grand Council Community Center in the west end. And further north on 6th Avenue and 10th Street East.
Is Community Cleanup Week always sort of the week when all the snow is finally gone, or how do you pick it in advance?
We pick it this year. We almost had it this week, but boy, we have a very smart group of people at City Hall who said, no, let's have it this week, this upcoming week instead.
Is there any component of this that's like a recycling option?
Absolutely. There are bins that do allow you to put cardboard, your electronic appliances and metals, and we really do encourage people, no tires, please. Take tires to the tire shops, and your metals, if you have appliances. The B&M Metals has a 24-hour drop-off, and so take it there, but it's always welcome here as well.
Is there anything else that should be brought somewhere else instead of the drop-off bins?
Yeah, hazardous material should actually go out to the landfill or just keep it until the September drop-off point that the city has every 3rd week in September.
When does Community Cleanup Week run?
Oh, it starts on May 11th, and at this site it ends May 16th by noon. It runs 24 hours a day, but they're manned 12 hours a day. So,
stuff that gets collected, is it collected more than once during the week or just kind of at the end?
It's collected, the bins, once they're full, we have people like Crown Shred or Greenland Waste they're our partners, and they're picking up the bins and taking them as they get full. So we put out a lot of garbage going to the landfill and recycling during that week. Prince Albert really steps up.
Would you have kind of a rough estimate on a land area worth of garbage, how much got cleaned up last year? Is there any chance you would know that?
Not off the top of my head, but it is significant.
What would you say to encourage people to, take a look around, see what they can pick up and bring in?
Well, I just think we have such a beautiful city. We have the opportunity to take a look down your back alley, help your neighbor out who might not be able to make it out to the landfill. If you have a truck, just ask around at your neighbors and bring it by. That's what we're here for.
All right, great. Well, thanks for all the information, and thanks for meeting me at the park.
Thank you very much.
After the break, Jeff looks at current and future weather conditions, plus a public health emergency declared over HIV. Well, Jeff, depending on when you went out for lunch, you might have seen or been in the middle of a little bit of rain. Not crazy, but it's there.
Yeah, it's certainly there, and we can't be surprised this time of year. These showers can pop up because there's some all that daytime heating. There's instability in the atmosphere, and kaboom, you get yourself a bit of precipitation. So yes, you can see the track that it took across Saskatchewan, impacting a number of communities, and not just Saskatchewan, parts of Alberta and into Montana, and then other parts of the Rocky Mountain and Plain states. We are certainly keeping our eye on the soggy situation. Things are really going to cool down for Mother's Day weekend in Ontario and Quebec, and could be a bit on the soggy side for Atlantic Canada. Staying hot in BC. Yesterday, no, 2 days ago, Lytton, BC, 33.5 degrees. Wow, that's hot. And it's staying hot in the interior today. They could use some straight up rain, but it might come with the risk of thunderstorm activity. So taking a look at our future cast, you can certainly see some of those storms, or at least some rain showers brewing up, but they might, as I say, have some thunderstorms embedded in them, but not a lot in the way of windy conditions until later in the afternoon. Things will get a little brisk tomorrow here in Saskatchewan. We don't anticipate much in the way of rain. There's a chance of some showers overnight tonight, but not really a big deal. About a 30% chance in many areas. 3 degrees for Spirit Woods overnight temperature, the same for the Battlefords. 1 degree in Candle Lake and Birch Hills and Rosthern and Nipawin and Melfort. But these are all on the plus side of the thermometer, so not dropping below zero as we make our way into the overnight. And then tomorrow, temperatures for most places still below seasonal. That's not the case for the Battlefords. Battlefords expect to hit 18 degrees with mainly cloudy skies. Mainly cloudy and 13 in Spiritwood. Ditto that for Rosthern. Birch Hills, there's a chance of showers and 13 degrees. Mainly cloudy in Candle Lake and 12. Nipawin and Melfort both expected to hit 11 degrees for a daytime high on Friday with cloudy skies. Let's take a closer look at what's going on in Prince Albert. 1 degree overnight with a slight chance of showers and the winds of around 10 kilometers an hour out of the north. And then as we roll into Friday, well, a bit more in the way of cloud cover. Not completely cloudy, but mainly cloudy conditions. 13 degrees, so 13 is still about 3 or 4 degrees below seasonal. We can tell you that the winds will pick up a little bit as well. Winds out of the north 20, gusting to 40. And here's the 7-day outlook for the Gateway City. 13 degrees as well on Saturday, albeit with a lot more in the way of sunshine. And then Mother's Day on Sunday, mainly cloudy skies and 17 degrees, so above seasonal temperatures there. And a bit of a cool start to the work week because it comes with a pretty good chance of some shower activity. So 12 for a high on Monday. And then Tuesday, mainly sunny and 21, 23 on Wednesday, and staying in the 20s at 20 on Thursday.
And obviously, everyone's going to be paying attention on Sunday, but something to definitely look forward to as we get into next week there.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, day 2 of Rough Riders rookie camp is underway in Saskatoon as first-time CFLers try to make a first impression. Today, a look at the defensive line and linebackers.
The Riders' D-line will have a different look with the departure of 3 Grey Cup starters, including Malik Carney to free agency and Micah Johnson to retirement. The only starter from the Grey Cup back is American defensive tackle Mike Rose. Last year, he was tied for second on the team with 3 sacks. Caleb Sanders and Canadian Ali Saad, combining for 3 sacks last year, should see plenty of time as starters at D-tackle. Devin Adams joins the team from Winnipeg, where he picked up a pair of sacks last year. Rounding out the D-tackle roster, Kendi Charles, who spent time on the practice roster, American rookies Thor Griffith, Nathan Pickering, Davin Van, and Jalen Pate.
Tie game. Pressure on Mayer, and they've got him. Jake Mayer is sacked.
Defensive defensive end, the Riders brought in veteran James Vaughters from Winnipeg. He had 6 sacks last season. Aaron Patrick played 16 games for the Riders, mainly as a backup, and special teams with 7 defensive tackles. After that, it's a lot of unknowns. 6 American CFL rookies and 4 Canadians, including 2023 first-round draft pick Lake Cordy Moore.
Half Brown down the field, over the middle, taken away again.
In the linebacking core, Jameer Thurman and his 86 tackles, 3 sacks, and 3 interceptions is back in the middle, along with strong side linebacker Antoine Brooks Jr. With A.J. Allen leaving for Ottawa, the Riders could go with another Canadian, a weak side linebacker in Malik Straker, who played well on special teams, or they could go American with free agent pickup Josh Woods and his 62 tackles last year in BC, or Aubrey Miller Jr., who can play middle linebacker as well. He played mainly on special teams for the Riders, but did get 14 tackles. Other linebackers include Americans Vi Jones, David Gabenda, Demore Kennedy, along with Canadians Nick Weeb and Ryder Varga, global player Tyron Verdi, and draft pick Osasier Odemwenge.
The Prince Albert Raiders are still playing meaningful hockey, but they're also stocking the shelves at the 2026 WHL Prospects Draft. The first round was held yesterday. The Raiders didn't make a pick until round 3, where Saskatoon Blazers forward Caleb Moselle was taken 60th. At number 69 overall, Noah Carignan, another forward, a left-handed shot from Langley. Lanigan's Sam Brenner, who played forward for the Saskatoon Contacts, he went in the 4th round, along with Alaska-born defender, Nolan Scott. Then into the 5th round, where defenseman Logan Chang went from Burnaby. Then it was D-man Maguire Hendry at 126th overall from Nokomis. And then forward Alex Bolt from Minnesota. He went 137th overall. You can see all of the draft updates on the Raiders team website. The Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame has celebrated a significant milestone today. It unveiled 60 years of Saskatchewan sport, including significant Saskatchewan athletes that have contributed to the sporting world. It includes some of the province's greatest heroes, with various pictures, videos, and different items.
And so we've tried to pick out some of the high-level highlights, which is always a little bit tricky when there's so much great Saskatchewan sports stories. But the timeline does sort of show some of those key moments, whether it's a first World Series appearance, a first Stanley Cup winner, a first Olympian, or other iconic teams and or stories in Saskatchewan sport. And then we also have cases that highlight different decades and some of the stories a little bit deeper.
The Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame first moved in 1966, then it moved to its current location in 1979.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
Manitoba has declared a public health emergency over rising HIV infections.
Manitoba continues to experience some of the highest rates of HIV in Canada. We know that Indigenous people are disproportionately affected by this. We know that relates back to all the factors that come from the ongoing effects of colonization. So this emergency is driven by a number of factors, one being injection drug use, homelessness, mental health issues, as well as a rise in other sexually transmitted and bloodborne infections.
In 2024, the province's infection rate was about 3.5 times the national average. Total infections have risen sharply in recent years. In 2025, the province reported 328 new cases. Compare that to 2021, when there were 142 cases. The highest rates are in the Northern Health and Prairie Mountain regions, while the highest total amount of cases is in Winnipeg. The province says a cat in southeastern Saskatchewan has died from avian influenza. The cat was reportedly found the morning of April 20th, but became severely ill with neurological and respiratory symptoms and died the same day. A test confirmed the animal had highly pathogenic avian influenza, a more serious form of the illness. It's commonly associated with wild birds and domestic poultry, but the province says infections can be found in mammals, including cats and dogs, and the risk can be higher during spring when migration of wild waterfowl activity increases. The cat in this case was known to spend time outdoors and may have been at greater risk of exposure. The cruise ship, which is dealing with a deadly hantavirus outbreak, is currently making its way from Cape Verde to the Canary Islands. It's expected to dock there on Sunday. 3 patients were evacuated from the ship on Wednesday, with 1 being admitted to hospital in the Netherlands. 3 people have died as a result of the outbreak, with 8 others suspected to have contracted the virus. Now, countries around the world are scrambling to track down dozens of passengers who left the cruise ship nearly 2 weeks after the first passenger died on board. A KLM flight attendant who had contact with a Dutch woman who died of hantavirus has been hospitalized in Amsterdam and is being tested for hantavirus exposure.
Brought to you by Saskatchewan Union of Nurses. Thank you to Saskatchewan's 11,000 registered nurses.
All right, Jeff, we're going to finish off with something I can't believe has been done, but finishing a 12-kilometer race is not an easy feat, especially when you do it on your hands and feet.
Ooh.
This is a man from Washington State. He bear crawled the entire race in Spokane over the weekend. It took him nearly 24 hours, and he says it really was for a good cause. He did it to raise awareness about addiction recovery. His organization, called Bear, supports people living with addiction through aftercare scholarships. He's been training for a year, but Jeff, he said it was extremely difficult, and more than anything, I think, for the wrists.
Look, it's just bad on your body. Human beings aren't supposed to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, but good for that individual to taking on the challenge and making it the entire way.
And for wearing gloves, because that would have been a little gross. Let's be honest.
Just a tad.
Yeah.
Yeah.